Welcome back, guys. Yeah, I'm back at the cabin. I know it's been a while. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what we've been up to. Well, it's been pretty dry. We have had very little rain. The mushrooms in the woods, well, they're basically non-existent, except for this one that I found right beside the cabin. Look at that. Ooh, it's a huge one, actually. It's about the size of my hand. So, anyway, I've been up to lots of different things. Let's show you something that's been going on. It's been pretty warm, so it's been nice just to kind of relax here, and I've installed this new swing. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Just picked up the Home Hardware or something like that, and you just sort of sit in there and can swing away and take a look in the forest at what's around you, so that's pretty cool. I've got that, as well as I have the old hammock fired up. The straps here actually broke on the original setup, so I've got to get more, but it's nice to have a nice hammock set up. Progress has been made in the shower house. I just want to show you so far. So, yeah, take a look at that. So, it's got to work on the ceiling, but there's some vents put in there. Decorations. It's getting serious. Electrical boxes and just some painted plywood. This part isn't done. The shower insert's actually going to go in this part right there. I haven't quite figured out the size yet, so I haven't put up the paneling on this side. But you can see the nice white walls in here, just sort of painted plywood. And there's some more electrical down there. Got a pump to put in. That's going to be the switch for the pump for the shower and stuff like that. Toilet's going to go over there. That's the vent. Well, no, that's the hole there. We're going to put some of the sewer pipe in there, and there'll be a fan obviously going from the sewer pipe out. We're going to put a stack on the outside. Copper piping for the plumbing. For the ceiling, we're thinking tongue and groove pine. I think that'll be kind of nice, and we'll do some detailing with pine on some of the seams between the sheets of plywood. So I think that's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be really nice. We'll probably have this up and ready by the fall. So when it's cooler outside, you'll be able to come and have a shower and use the bathroom without being super chilled. It'll be nice too in the summer, no bugs. Let me tell you, earlier in the spring and summer, the bugs were so bad, as you guys know. Just having a shower on the outside, it was literally 2 seconds and you had to run away because the black flies are gonna get you so badly. So really looking forward to the completion of this project. Well, I listened to you guys. I painted the barrel black. I used a bit of a Oleum paint. I'll show you guys that in a second. The water's nice and warm and free of algae. I did a bleach shock of the barrel last time we were here, and it is doing really, really well. There's really no algae. There's no stench to it. It's really nice. The only thing I might want to paint black is sort of up in here, that little plastic diverter here. It's getting a bit of light in there, and there's a bit of algae kind of in some of the water that pools right there. Forgive me, I've got some soap in my hands. I'm doing a bit of laundry, so that's pretty handy having that right there. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm really happy about that. And this is the paint that I used, the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover, and its claim to fame is it bonds to plastic, and it's a flat black color. As you can see, it worked really, really well. This is one spray paint coat. It really stuck very well. And I did the top as well because I found that sometimes water would kind of obviously get in here after a rainstorm, and then it would just turn all gungy and green and disgusting. So spray paint the whole thing honestly didn't take me that long, so highly recommend it. And each time here we're going to put a little bit of bleach in there just to kind of keep the water nice and clean, because of course there's bugs and stuff that get in, you know, down the drain spout and other unsavory things that can spoil the water. So good to do that. And I love having stuff right here because I can do some laundry. Before it's a little bit tricky to do the laundry, but now got my pail, got my water, and away we go. Got our clothesline sort of up in there, so it's perfect. Got a big delivery of gravel. That's what 8 tons looks like. We've got another 8 tons in another pile. Total of 16 tons. Anyway, but you're wondering what we're going to do with that. Well, we got to put a bunch around the cabin and down on these trails. It really makes a big difference, you know, if you use a bit of gravel. It cuts down on the mud pit nature of some of the trails on the cabin. I'm going to put some down around the shed as well. So I tidied up around the shed. Looks a lot better now. It was lots of leaves and sticks and things all around the cabin. So right now, just getting ready to haul some gravel and put it around, you know, the foundation of this. We'll keep down the splashback because you know when it rains, as you can see down here, mud and everything like that, it gets really dirty. So that'll be really nice all kind of around here. Some of the gravel's kind of washing out just from the footings. And yeah, there's my little sled for the winter. Yeah, so we'll put some back around here as well. Got an old Toro lawn tractor now here at the cabin. I was able to make, I don't know, about 1 kilometer of trails and through the field and stuff like that, just to see some of the interesting features of the property. It's working pretty well. Goodbye hand scything. Choke cherries aren't quite yet ready to harvest. There's a fair bit of them. Of course, the birds have really decimated them as they do every year. But there's some over here that look a little bit more ripened. Oh yeah, looking good. Take a look down in here. I'm just looking at the choke cherries, and I notice a little wee nest. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. I'm just going to peel that away. Look how small that is. I kind of wonder if that's a hummingbird nest. It's made of pine needles, if you look at that. Woven pine needles, and that's birch bark actually woven amongst the pine needles. So, very tiny little nest. I mean, if you look how big my fingers are compared to the nest, I mean, I wonder, is that a little hummingbird nest? I mean, they could probably fit a few little eggs in there and a hummingbird, or I don't know, some kind of wren or something. Not really sure. You guys know, let me know down below in the comments, but it is a really small nest. Look, there's the size of my hand, and there's the nest. Beautifully handcrafted. And there's one of the weeping willows. The tips on it looked really bad. I thought I had some kind of willow disease, but I don't. They just had a really rough start. They're a huge bare root stalks. I'm not surprised they went into shock, basically being planted, but they're doing okay. Look at the fresh new growth down here, so I think they're gonna do fine. There's several of them that are here, and I'm really pleased. I mean, they're almost getting pretty tall there, so yay. So glad they're doing well. A lot of the deciduous trees, in particular the maple I put in and the birch, got hit by the tent caterpillars again this year. It's not as bad as last year, but they got hit. Thankfully, with the second wave of leafing out, they seem to be on the rebound, so I'm really happy about that. It's a lot of effort to put in those trees, and sometimes it's hard, you know, when you have the certain aspects of nature fighting against you, like, you know, really dry summer, and the tent caterpillars rather, puts a lot of stress on the plants. There's a raspberry. Not a ton right here at the property right now because it's been so dry. And the blackberries are kind of dried up on the bush already, but I found some blueberries, so I'll be going for a blueberry foray really, really soon. Tasty little raspberry. Of course, some of the beautiful milkweed is out, and some of them small little pods are out there too. Oh, look guys! It's a Monarch Caterpillar! Oh, cool! That's amazing! You know, I've looked all through the field to find a Monarch Caterpillar because we've got a lot of monarchs this year. And look I'm just pointing at this flower in the milkweed plant, and I found a little one. That's so cool. Now it's going to spend all of its life here on this plant, and then it's going to form into like a little chrysalis and turn into a beautiful monarch. It's going to go down south to South America. Wow, this is awesome. Great find. Now that I'm looking, there's another one. How cool is that? He's eaten away. Oh, fabulous. I'm really happy that our field provides amazing habitat for the monarch butterfly. There's the adult monarch right there in the field, just resting on a leaf. So hard to get close to these ones as they like to fly off. There it goes. Gravel has been installed around the cabin. I'll just show you. So as you can see, the gravel's all the way around the cabin now, all around the front and around the pathways. So it's pretty great. Once it rains, it'll kind of rinse down the gravel and get the dustiness away. But this will help from the splashing of the mud against the side of the cabin. Here's my little wee patch of winter wheat. I'm going to use a scythe now and take that down. It's ready for harvest. There we go, there's my little wee mound. And what I want obviously is the wheat berries that are within this. Not a good example of one that's kind of small, but some of the bigger ones. Yeah, for example, look over here. This big boy. Yeah, so when we take these out eventually, that'll be the next step. Inside here, after the husk is all gone, is a little wheat berry. And that's what we'll pound later to make flour. So I'm pretty excited. The first year really took to get like enough to kind of give it a whirl. So let's see what happens. It's my trusty old scythe there. That's what I took it down with. Just like the old days. Well, I've got the wheat out, spread out now on a tarp. It's my little wee harvest there. It's a little experiment. Later in the day, I'm going to thresh it. So it's been super dry here for the last while. So it's actually pretty dry, but still a little bit of moisture in it. So I'm going to just let it sit here, bake in the sun, and then we'll use a stick to thresh it, or basically take the little seed heads off there so we can harvest the wheat berries. Let's take a look. There we go. There's a bunch right there. And all this kind of stuff, it's just little husks that can go away. This is what we want. Oh, something slid down here. So I'll take these and kind of put them in a bowl for later. Well, here's the fruits of my labor so far. What's left to do is the winnowing, where you kind of go like this, let the berries drop out, the grain, then use a fan or just blow the chaff off of it. And then you're left with just your grain. How cool is that? Very small amount, obviously, so far, but anyway, I'm pretty excited. This is the first year doing this, so maybe I'll be a little bit more serious about it next year. Doing my winnowing now, so I've got a fan running, and I'm just lightly going like this so the fan blows away the chaff. There you go. Look at that. Works pretty well. Could do it a couple of times, but excellent. Well, after all that, that's what I have. That's pretty cool. I've never made my own wheat before. So I guess I'll have enough flour from this to thicken a sauce or something. Oh well, at least I made the wheat myself. So that's pretty cool. I think I'll plant some more winter wheat and I'll add some fertilizer or something so I get bigger seed heads to get more of a yield at the end of the day. Certainly was a lot of work for a very small yield, but now I have a big appreciation for you know, people making wheat. Obviously there's machines that do this, not on the homestead. But anyway, that was pretty cool. So I'll have to show you guys at some point in the future what I do with that little amount of wheat that I harvested. I want to show you all the future site of straight through there of my winter hot tenting site. I'm making a canvas wall tent, and just kind of approaching the area here. I'm kind of scouting out some different items here. Of course, the canvas wall tent, I'm going to need some strong poles, and I've got ironwood all through here, some nice young ones, so that's kind of cool. So all through there, hiking through here, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's a beautiful river view just ahead. Here's a spot right here. It's completely cleared out, so that's perfect. Not a lot of work to be done. I'm gonna clean up some of these branches and stuff like that. Some beautiful old pine in here. Has left the ground nice and soft with pine needles. Of course, there's the view, the $1 million view. So yeah, just gotta clean up a few of the little trees there so I can get my view in order. I'm standing kind of where the platform would be, full of balsam fir and pine, so I'll clean that out a bit, but really excited. There's the site right there. Just thought I'd cut in here at sunset just to show you what it looks like and the sun goes down. This is gonna be an awesome spot. Well, after all that busyness at the cabin, I'm just gonna go have some fun. Gonna take a spin on a 2008 Can-Am Spider. It's gonna be lots of fun. Hope you guys have a wonderful week as always. Take care.